Start singing.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Express Your Enthusiasm. This is episode 6 for our 4th season. Of course, our 4th season is brought to you by Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers, you're the one who took the wrong exit. You eat the shit. Did I say exit or exit? I don't know. Anyway, today's episode is The Survivor. Hey! Season... Oh, shit. Hold on. Usually write that. Season 4, episode 9. It came out March 7th, 2004. Yes, your next question is, and the answer is yes. Yes, that is 1 year to the day after I met Bruce, the boss, Springsteen, and his mother, and his sister, and his uncle. Shout out Ope and Dave B. What a night. So yes, that is confirmed for y'all. Anyway, here's the IMDb for that episode. Generations collide, oh boy, at a dinner party when a contestant from the TV show Survivor and the Holocaust survivor clash and Larry is in the middle. Larry and Cheryl renew their vows, but Larry struggles with them and his lines for the producers. Oh, that's right, episode 4 is the producer season. Great. And, oh, by the way, it's important to know for this episode, part of these quote-unquote renewal vows are Cheryl, for some reason, making a deal with Larry before they got married that if they made it to 10 years, she would allow him to have sex with a woman for one night. So obviously that's going to play into a lot of this. So for lunch, I treated myself to a chicken sandwich at Chik-fil A. And by treated myself, I mean it was lunchtime and I wanted to get Chick-fil A because I fucking hate myself. And I get it. First of all, I fucked up because I accidentally got the spicy. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this to you people, but a couple weeks ago, I treated myself to a Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich, which I used to rock in the 90s all the time. And that was, I took a bite and I was like, ooh, that was too much for me. Now, I finished it, but the Wendy's spicy chicken was too much for me. So I accidentally ordered the spicy Chick-fil-A sandwich, which is probably a joke to most people. But I'm a real wuss with the heat. If I was in the Spice Girls, I'd be Wussy Spice. I'm a wuss with the spices, the heat, everything. I didn't get halfway through it. So, and if I'm being honest, I had extra cheese on it, which maybe cooled it down. So there you go. You happy? You made me mad. I got the extra cheese with the goddamn sandwich. You happy now? Great. I'm more miserable than I was a fucking minute ago. Congratulations. But here's what gets me, and I've been screaming about this for fucking years. I go to sit down, sit outside. It's very nice. It's autumn, very nice sitting outside. I'm obviously by myself. I got at the table, and I start to eat. Of course, I'm looking at an empty table right next to me, in front of me. Here comes a dude, just like me. He's all by himself. What does he do? Where does he sit? Does he sit so that he's facing, so that his back is to me, so we're not facing each other? Like we're on a fucking first date? Nope. Plops right down. So now we're staring at each other while I'm sweating through my fucking eyelids because of this goddamn chicken sandwich. But here's where it turns, people. I Jedi mind tricked this motherfucker. I've never once in my life stared at something and willed it to happen. I think that's what happened now. He's right before he started to dig in, the sunlight or something caught his eye and he realized, oh, there was another table that was in the sun. Of course, I'm tucked away in the shade, sweating from my spicy chicken sandwich at Chick-fil A. So he bounces up and goes to sit over there. So I'm like, wow. For once, and as I'm thinking this, boom, another dude plops right down. Date number 2. I don't know how people do this. I don't know why. I don't know how. Nobody's eyeballs work when they sit down at a fucking table by themselves. I don't understand that at all. Also, I don't understand how, I'm standing there. I hadn't been there in a while. Like 3 days. No. And boy, it is such a wild. You go into Chick-fil-A, and it's half of people who did like me, mobile order. You go in, you wait a minute, you grab. Or Uber Eats. The Uber Eats guys is coming in every 10 seconds. And how is it possible that I never see anybody just walking in, grabbing the first bag they see, and walking out? Or standing there and the first name you hear that is your gender, Susie, Martin. I don't know why I had started saying this. me, and take the bag and just start walking out the door. So that if somebody catches you, oh wait, that's not you, that's me, then you get to do the what? What? People always forgive people always forgive a simple mistake like that. Now don't try to sprint away because what if it's just a salad? I mean, then it was worth it. But just oh shit, well, I'm sorry. Wow. And then give a little joke, whatever. And then just stand there, and then she'll be happy, whoever, and then just like wait around as long as it takes so you can make an exit, and just skip on to the next restaurant. How is this not happening everywhere? I don't understand. You know what? That could be a fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. The accidental bag grab. There you go, Larry David. Let's fire up season 13. You're welcome. Cut me a check. Yeah, you just walk in, grab a bag. Oops. Well, speaking of Curb Larry David, which I don't know why I said it. That's literally all I'm speaking of. Did y'all see in the New York Times, or as I call it, the Times, this Sunday, the official date, it's the 22nd. It's some interview or some chat with Larry David or whatever at the Beacon Theater, and I don't even know why I started reading this. Like, I think I literally could give an interview as Larry David. I know all the fucking stories. I know all the rhythms. And I say that with great affection. I'm the president of the I Love You Larry David fan club. But did you notice in the third paragraph a certain word they use? Transgression. That is very interesting. Because I've never, transgression, that's not a word you use every day or hear every day. And yet for some reason, you super fans, and I thank you very much, especially you ladies who slide into my DMs, of which I'm still waiting for the first one and the last. For some reason, I got stuck for three seasons of this goddamn thing saying I could not say the word transgression when talking about Larry's run-ins, and now all of a sudden it's popping up in an article about Curb Your Enthusiasm. Suddenly, David perked up excitedly, gesticulating with Three Stooges physicality about the transgression of getting ready for a holiday too early. I'll tell you what, to be honest, I should be doubly pissed that not only are they just, I guess, ripping me off and following around, copying everything I do and say, with the word transgression, for instance, but they stick in such an unbelievably shitty sentence. Suddenly, David perked up excitedly, I'm not reading that whole fucking sentence again. Sentence, mittens. Happy birthday, Uncle John. Anyway, The Survivor, let's get into it. But don't forget, this season of Express Your Enthusiasm is brought to you by Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers, you're the one who took the wrong exit. You eat the shit. Okay, right away, this episode's with Larry's at the dry cleaners, and it's owned by Gina Gershon. Yes, please. I don't want to be a pig, but all time Miss Xmas time. Yummo, yummo. And now Larry's at her dry cleaners. Let's see what happens. All right, and the whole thing is, for some reason, this is a universe where Gina Gershon just really wants to fuck Larry David. Like, she's not even like, wow, I want to get into the world of comedy writing or anything. She just seems, she's twirling her hair, she's throwing herself at him. She just genuinely seems to want to fuck Larry David. So that's where we are. Okay, we're almost 6 minutes in the episode, and Larry, is this a record? He hasn't had a transgression yet, but he did meet with his rabbi, who we will never see before or since, to get permission to pull the trigger on. He and Cheryl's 10th year anniversary is coming up. They're renewing their vows, and part of her gift was that she had promised him before they got married that if they made it 10 years, he'd get to sleep with another woman for one night. I don't know who makes a deal like that. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. So anyway, the whole thing's a setup. The rabbi mentions that his brother-in-law was killed on 9/11, which will come up later. But anyway, since there hadn't been any transgressions, just send the table a little bit, because I think this is one of those ones where it gets extra confusing, and good luck with me fucking figuring that out for you people. Anyway, so 0-0, Larry, so far. Oh, let me give you the season total so far then. Larry goes into this episode, Steptoe and Son, goes into this 18-30 for the season. So, oh, and I forgot to mention the rabbi asked Larry if he could bring, because they're all having dinner the next night. This rabbi we're never going to see again. If he could bring a friend of his to dinner, he wants to meet Larry or some shit. I mean, I can't remember. It was more than 8 seconds ago. And he says he's a survivor. So Larry's like, oh, of course I'll meet him. Survivor of the Holocaust. So, of course, hijinks may ensue. Okay, I knew this was too good for it to last for numbnuts. Cheryl comes in. She wants to ask about how the wedding vows come, and he's supposed to be writing his own wedding vows, which is, and he starts bitching about it. And to be honest, it is kind of. I mean, come on, how ridiculous would you feel? Sorry to all my ladies out there sliding in my DMs who have done this. Anyway, but to Larry's credit, he starts to even think about bitching about it, and she's like, hey, I'm giving you a great present, don't forget. And he backs down. He's like, whoa. So Larry does the right thing in this instance. But then he barely catches his breath. She's reading her vows, and she mentions the word here to eternity or whatever, standard wedding vow bullshit. And Larry's like, what? So this goes on in the Bernie Sanders has stepped in, by the way. This goes on in the afterlife. So he somehow knows to sidestep the first one, and is literally reminded by Cheryl, nod your head and say, yeah, after eternity, forever, baby, and then go sleep with Gina Gershon. And then, yeah, okay, if her ghost throughout eternity comes and chases you and haunts you, okay, then deal with it. But I have a feeling that's not going to come up. He just can't help himself, and now he's in it arguing about eternity with Cheryl, this is too dumb even for this bullshit. Larry starts out 0-1. So now it's time for the renuptials or whatever bullshit. And Larry says hi to the rabbi, who's officiating it. I guess I yelled earlier. Turns out the guy he brought, who's a quote-unquote survivor, is from the show Survivor, which knocks Larry off his game a bit. And to be honest, now Larry just kind of nods his head and whatever, but I think it's going to come up. And the whole reason that even came up at the beginning is because Larry's dad has a friend there who is a survivor, and that's why he wanted to bring a survivor to meet him. I don't fucking know. Why do I explain this shit? You've seen the show. God damn it, I didn't even get that right. They're not at the wedding yet. They're just at some dinner. The wedding's in a couple days. Sorry. Oh, Cheryl's mother knocks a glass of wine on Larry's suit, and she says, somebody get a sponge. And Larry says, why don't you get a sponge? And, boy, this is a tough one because I was going to rule Larry the winner. Like, yeah. But it is his mother-in-law. Yeah. Jeez, this is a tough. Yeah, I got to get to Larry. It's a normal thing to say, It's like the first thing they teach you in CPR is when there's a crowd of people gathering around, you need someone to call 911. You don't say, hey, somebody call 911. So she fucked up there. Not that this is like a life emergency thing. Anyway, I don't know. I think I feel sorry for Larry David. I'm going to give him his first win of the day. He's 1-1 right now. Okay, now it's the big day. They're re-wedding vows, or however you call it. But Cheryl's mother is pouting and claiming she's not going to come to the ceremony because of Larry's, why don't you get the sponge from the other day? So Larry has to now be a sweetie pie and try to convince her. I don't even need to listen. That is such bullshit. You're any event, much less your daughter's. I mean, it's a bullshit thing, but you're going to pout like a child. You said you sponge. This is Larry. I wish I could give Larry 2 points for this one. This is bull. He should just say, fine, sit at home and make sure my TiVo gets everything. This is 2004, after all. Yeah, 2-1. Oh, and by the way, this woman goes from, I'm not going to my daughter's wedding, to giggly schoolgirl who somehow still looks younger than Larry David, in about 0 seconds. So, I mean, come on. Okay, I'm not even going to be able to explain this one, but they're all in a limo driving to the ceremony. And Larry's dad's buddy, who's a Holocaust survivor and has a glass eye, the sunlight's reflecting in it. And he has a thing where his hands shake all the time. And Larry, of course, the glare hits him, so he's waving his arms around to block the sunlight. And so his dad's buddy gets upset, like he's making fun of him. And Larry's like, no, it's just the glare from your glass eye. Like, Larry can't figure out a way to block the sunlight, this tiny ray of sunlight, other than flailing his arms around, looking like the guy in front of him. He can't shift, 3 inches to the right or the left, or just turn his head for a split second and explain or ask to borrow a hat or fucking get busy with Cheryl. I don't fucking know. Can't do it, though. Can't do it. So that's another loss. That's 2-2 for Larry. And of course, him waving his arms around, his hands around, because that's normal in this situation. He gets wine spilt on him again because he knocks Cheryl's hand. So 2-2, Larry. And don't forget, this season of Xmas Time, your enthusiasm is brought to you by Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers, you're the one who took the wrong exit. You eat the shit. Now that the ceremony and the rabbi is explaining everything that's about to happen, and I do have to give a personal shout out here. The one Jewish wedding I've been to was by far the most interesting one, the actual ceremony itself, because they explained stuff to. Now, do I remember a fucking word they said? No. But I really got caught up. It was really super interesting, as opposed to Christian weddings or whatever, just blah, 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 blah. Let's get to the fucking hot wings. It was very interesting. So, you know what never gets discussed, and I don't think this is the only episode, Cheryl's parents are wildly anti-Semitic. Their daughter's married to a Jewish person, and every time they show up, they just can't believe he's not their brand of Christian. Like the rabbi says, and then at the end, we'll all say Mazel Tov, and he's like, Mazel Tov, and he's like, no, Mazel Tov, and the guy's like, can we just say yippee-yi-yay or some shit? I'm like, dude, turn it down a notch. Unlike your ovens. Oh, now the rabbi wants to cancel the ceremony because Larry's calling him out. He had said his brother-in-law was killed on 9/11. Turns out, not that 9/11. It was the same day, but he was uptown. He got hit by a bike messenger or something. So Larry's calling bullshit on that. They're going back and forth. Larry, this is another one of those things like, we all thought the same thing. We're all kind of, not laugh, but like, whatever. It's another one. Shut your mouth. Wait till you get in the car like a normal person, and then just talk shit on the rabbi. 2 and 3. All right, y'all know I like to give a little bit of credit where credit's due every once in a while. At the ceremony itself, he's totally forgotten his wedding vows, and he's going on and on and whatever. And he starts to argue again with Cheryl about the whole eternity thing, and she reminds him, "I gave you a great gift" or whatever it was, and he backs down. He does the right thing. He's like, what am I doing? I think, it's all like, oh, this is a sweet moment. He realizes he's overwhelmed with his love by Cheryl. I think he's overwhelmed with thinking about his plans to hook up with Gina Gershon later on in the hotel room. Yeah, that's still me pausing. All right, so the final scene is he's meeting Gina Gershon in a hotel room, of course. And it's interesting. The first thing she says is, where have you been? I've been waiting all day. Oh, hold on. So, again, this is a woman who lives in Los Angeles, Hollywood, plenty of celebrities, Leo, Clooney, Brad Pitt, whatever. No. Oh, and did I mention this woman looks exactly like Gina Gershon? And yet, not only is she's so hungry to get at Larry David, apparently he's like, yeah, let's meet at this hotel, whatever, and just breezes in whenever, and she just sits in and waits for him. That is something. And then, of course, he makes it even worse, or better, I should say, because he's brought along his suit, and he's like, can I leave it with you to take it to clean? And they go back and forth, and I was going to give him the loss for, like, who do you think you are? You're lucky she's even giving you the time. But then again, she's been hurling herself at him. She's waiting around hotel rooms for him. I'd breeze him with a suit, too. I'd be surprised. He's like, where's my fucking sandwich? You should have a sandwich waiting for me. So I got to give the win to Larry there, 3 and 3. I mean, fuck it, bring the suit. She's going to take it. Or I'm wrong. She says, fuck you, I'm not doing it. I'm not bringing the suit to the cleaners. Still giving him the win, though. It was the right thing for him to think. Again, I can't believe she wasn't like, here's your pipe and your fuzzy slippers today. So, Okay, now he and Gina Gershon get in a fight because she's waiting in bed for him, looking insanely at her most Gina Gershonist. And, of course, he comes breezing out, wrapped up in a bed sheet with a hole cut on it. And the hole, even the hole that he cut out, because he believes this urban legend that Hasidic women, that you have to have sex through a sheet. He believed that. So, but instead of just asking Gina Gershon, hey, is this true? Is this what you want me to do? Or maybe even assuming that she would have brought it up to, oh, by the way, just breezes out in it, and that pisses her off. And I'm with her on this one. Don't be showing up in your fucking Charlie Brown Great Pumpkin costume bullshit or whatever, expecting to get laid, Larry. Come on now. This was a gift. And then, long story short, they don't even end up doing it because there's an earthquake or some bullshit. So that's it for the episode. 3 and 4. Wow, these scores. This season. Last week was only 5 and 5. This week it's 3 and 4. I mean, previous seasons, let me see, 5 and 8, 12 and 2, 8 and 12. Oh, man, those were the glory days of this fucking podcast. 3 and 5, 5 and 5. Well, the bow tie was 3 and 14, but, I mean, I don't think I'm missing shit, but, so 3 and 4 for that episode takes Larry to, 21 and 34. So, I don't know. Not great. I tell you what is great, or not so great. I have an announcement for the next episode. Not a big one. I'm dragging this out so y'all, worry about me. No. I'm going to try to go next. I think I tried this in the previous season. I'm going to try to go next episode without saying the F word. My goddaughter always calls me on it when I drop an F-bomb around her or whatever. So I'm going to try to do this maybe once a season. I'm going to try to get through the next episode without dropping an F-bomb on y'all people. In honor of my goddaughter, who's awesome, of course. But anyway, this has been Express Your Enthusiasm, brought to you this season by Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers, you're the one who took the wrong exit. You eat the shit. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time. You're welcome.